Shalom, my lovelies. So this is going to be a reading about me tapping into the energies of this solar eclipse coming up tomorrow. This is going to be happening during the new moon of Aries. So combining the energies of the sun that's in Aries with the moon that's in Aries. So in general, I would akin this to a very fiery energy and great for new beginnings. But what I've actually been tapping into is this undercurrent of this celestial storm and maelstrom energy and this undercurrent of water. And it's like the deep churning waters of change. So that's what I've been picking up on. Now, I think this might have something to do with the other planetary energies that are going on and the fact that we're right on the verge of Mercury retrograde. I'm not sure. But it just feels like while these Aries energies are out there in the open, like I feel like I'm tapping into more of what's underneath, more of the unconscious. And I was really feeling drawn to speak to different dragonic energies and energy currents. Possibly this might include some of your dragon guides or some of your dragon aspects that I may be channeling, some of my dragon aspects, or just dragon energies that are active at this time and have messages for you for your greatest good and expansion. So again, a little different than what I'm usually doing, but I wanted to do this. So starting off, we have here 3 piles. This is going to be pick a pile. So to the left, or pile 1, we have the tiger's eye dragon head. In the middle, or pile 2, we have the pyrite dragon head. And then on the end, or pile 3, we have the cosmic egg dragon. So definitely tune in. Go with what you feel drawn to. And I'm going to start with pile 1. Okay, so those of you who chose number 1 or the tiger's eye dragon head, let's get into your reading. Before we continue on to the video, I want to talk about this amazing new AI tool called Legalese Decoder. This thing is super cool because you can take an entire legal document full of all of this legal jargon that you cannot understand, copy it and paste it, and it will translate it into plain English or any other language that you need to translate it into. Totally worth it, guys. There's a lot of different memberships available, and this thing is bomb for tax time. So definitely check it out. Go ahead and click on the link in the drop down menu below. See you on the other side. Okay, so I picked 3 cards for each pile except the middle pile. I actually got an extra one, which I think is interesting. So we have the Healer Dragon, the Philosopher Dragon, and we have Aveberry the Matriarch. Okay, very interesting energies here. Okay, so for you, pile 1, the energies of the eclipse and the messages of the dragons behind these energies that are coming forward are as follows. Now is the time to heal. So this would also explain why I was really tapping into this water energy and this churning sort of energy of storm or change, specifically dealing with like the waters of the emotions and the waters of the unconscious. Is for you, pile 1, you are supposed to be focusing on emotional healing right now and physical healing, I'm getting. So for some of you, it could be your body, your physical body, and for others of you, it could be your emotions. Because I'm getting both the green color of the heart chakra or the anahata chakra, but I'm also getting the green color of the earth or the body associated with the material avatar. So both may resonate or one may resonate. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But I really feel as though either way, it's a time to focus on your personal healing and whatever that means for you. So I'm going to now move on to the second card and third, and at the end I will leave space to channel messages from the dragons that are around specifically. So for the Philosopher Dragon, you might feel during this time, and it's interesting because I see Saturn in the background, and again there's this green color, but it's like this green with like this darker green, right? Going in the depths of the heart, going in the depths of your emotions, really digging in and really finding out what makes you tick. And the reason why I'm feeling this has to do, because normally when I would see this card, I would see like, oh, now's the time to research and more of a mental energy. But I'm seeing like this dark green again, and I'm seeing that Saturn in the background. I'm thinking shadow work. I'm thinking healing the inner child. I'm thinking digging into really what fucking triggers you and addressing it. Like you're analyzing it, you're writing it down in a journal. You might be doing some of like the journal exercises on my Patreon if you're in my Patreon tier, like one of the tier that includes the shadow healing. But there's like this need to want to investigate. Like some of you might be noticing, or you have been noticing for a while, certain emotional patterns in your life, and you're like, fuck that, I'm not going to keep repeating this. I need to find out what's going on. Why do the same people keep coming into my life? Why do the same events keep happening? Why do I keep seeming to be repeating similar energies, similar patterns? I keep seeing these same synchronicities. What is going on? Well, the answer is you need to really dig into your heart and you need to do this healing work. And this really, to me, connects with the first pile as well. And then we have A, bury the matriarch. So you may have I'm getting like two different messages coming through for that one. So on one hand, you may have like an actual dragon guide or guardian that is going to step in to help you with this process, or already has been. This dragon might be gold. Okay, just as a side note. The other message I'm getting for this is that you might be sort of the matriarch for your family. This could be a physical family or a spiritual family, it really doesn't matter. But either way, for the people that feel drawn to the second message, you might need a break and you might need to actually go more within. So even if you're a spiritual mother and you don't have like the daily tasks of a physical mother, even if you're just a spiritual mother, maybe spirits and ancestors actually come to you for assistance. Maybe you are the one that is the more evolved soul in that team, right? And these beings kind of come to you for help and advice. You need to really focus on yourself right now. And if you're a physical mother, see what you can do to maybe get some help. So maybe more help from the mother or father of the children, depending. And you don't have to be a woman. You could be a man with this reading too. It could symbolize just a man can have a matriarchal energy too, a motherly energy too, especially if he has a lot of Cancer or Pisces placements. But I digress. The point being is, regardless, if you're a parent, right, a physical parent, see if you can get some extra help so that you can spend more time healing yourself. Because I feel for a lot of you, this emotional and physical healing that needs to take place, it needs to take place now. Like right now is the time. And if it doesn't, like if it does, you're going to notice a huge shift in your thinking, in your life. Like your external reality is going to reflect this. And things are going to start to really get moving and improve for you. But if you don't, if you run from this healing and you don't take advantage of this and you just sort of keep trying to push forward, obviating this work, the universe is going to step in and shake shit up for you to force you. So you may find yourself having a health issue or an intense, divorce or breakup, or find yourself in some sort of tower moment because of this. So now is not the time to neglect yourself and any healing work, no matter how painful or tough it may be. Now is the time to really get in there. Okay. Let me just leave some space to channel any messages from the dragons at this time, and then I will move on to pile 2. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so there's a dragon coming forward that has a message. Larisum is his name. It's male. Green dragon. He said it's time to go within and enjoy the hidden treasures. Because there's also treasures to be found. Like, I'm getting this vibe of not being afraid, because it's not like you're just going to go in there and find all this pain and despair and trauma. Like, there's hidden treasures and amazing abilities that are sort of locked up and tangled up within this pain that need to be released as well and need to be discovered. And just that you have all of this inner beauty that is really being masked and really being pushed down because of this. I saw an image of a forest, so he might be a forest dragon, or he may be open to assisting you, like in a certain realm that has to do with the forest. Okay, well, that's all I'm getting with that. Let me see if there's any other messages coming through. I'm actually getting that that's it for pile 1. As far as messages are concerned, I feel like I can sense there's at least 3 dragons around for you guys, and possibly including the dragon that's last in this pile, or one that looks similar to like that. So definitely take what resonates and leave the rest, because this is a general reading. If you would like a private reading, you can go ahead and book that on my website. I'm going to now move on to pile 2. Thank you, pile 1. Okay, those of you who chose pile 2 or the pyrite dragon head, let's get into your reading. Before we continue on to the video, I want to talk about this amazing new AI tool called Legalese Decoder. This thing is super cool because you can take an entire legal document full of all of this legal jargon that you cannot understand, copy it and paste it, and it will translate it into plain English or any other language that you need to translate it into. Totally worth it, guys. There's a lot of different memberships available, and this thing is bomb for tax time. So definitely check it out. Go ahead and click on the link in the drop down menu below. See you on the other side. So, first up we have a Luminaire. Wow. Platinum Dragon. Whew. You guys have 4 too. A lot of dragon energy coming through for this Lord Cthulhu. And then we also have Actrimus. So I'm gonna put this down here too. Okay. Wow. A lot of dragonic energy. You guys are going through major changes and upgrades at this time, aren't you? And this is like, woo. I mean, this is light. This is crystalline. This is like metallic. This is heart-based. This is cosmic. This is primordial. Like, there is so much going on here. I really feel, because I'm not getting like there's like specific things that you guys need to work on right now. I'm actually getting that you guys need to let the work be done within you. So a lot of you are really, you have to be open to receive like DNA code upgrades, channeled messages, readings, light language. Be open to receive messages while you're astral traveling or dreaming while you're doing shamanic work. Be open to receiving, like if you get glimpses or flashes of things, like right now you guys might be experiencing other lifetimes when you go to bed at night. And you're like, is this a past life? And it's like, this is definitely another lifetime you've had. You guys know how I feel recently about using the word past life, but this is definitely another lifetime you've had. So don't question that. If that's been happening to you lately, trust me, this is about to gear up to, this is not the end. Some of you might be experiencing some violet flame activation. I'm getting for a select few of you that just came through. Some of you might be meeting with some of your guides or soul family at this time, or they've been showing up. You might be working with angels. Some of you might be working with elementals. Some of you might be working with dragons specifically. Some of you might be working with demons. Like, there's like a lot of, there's a lot in your energy field right now, pile 2. Like, I feel like you're getting a lot of assistance. And I saw the heart come up with Actrimus, even though this is not technically a heart. Like, the way that the wings shape the heart and that green color, I'm thinking of the heart chakra again. So you guys might be receiving actually a lot of messages through the heart or to help you be more heart-centered. Yeah. Just be open this time and be receptive. Like, I'm not saying just be all the way open. Like, obviously you want to still do your energy shields and your wards and things of that nature, but be open to receive. Like, take the time to sit and meditate. Like, don't busy yourself with distractions. Like, take the time to sit and meditate and receive. Like, I would recommend doing this like every morning and every night at least. And you might randomly just start getting downloads like in the middle of the day when you're doing stuff or whatever. But like, if you do write that down or voice record it or something, like, definitely document it. You guys might have 4 dragons or more around you at this time. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely, wow. I mean, and it's like, these are like very high vibrational dragons. Like, this is very multidimensional. This is not, like, you're not dealing with just like elemental dragons of like earth, air, wind, and fire here. Like, this is like high level shit. Like, you're dealing with other dimensions, higher dimensions. Like I said, in some cases, there might be a primordial dragon visiting you. So I'm getting that with Lord Cthulhu, a dragon of darkness too. Might be visited by heart dragons. You might be visited by platinum dragons or silver dragons, violet flame dragons, gold dragons, light dragons, angelic dragons, like the seraphim. Yeah, or you might be activating this DNA within you, so you might actually start seeing wings in your etheric aura field, start seeing fire. You might start seeing yourself breathe fire or throw fire, like in the astral or when you're doing like meditations. Yeah, definitely a lot going on for you guys. So like I said, this is not really a time to do anything. You just need to receive and record. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave open for any messages that want to come through from any dragons, and then we'll move on to pile 3. So I feel like Lord Cthulhu is actually present. Seraphim energy, he says. The fire of the Kundalini is rising, so some of you might be on the brink of a Kundalini awakening or activation. And remember, there is a difference. Activation is when the serpent starts to rise. Awakening is when it reaches the crown and turns into the, 1,000-petal lotus, full-on samadhi. So he's got intense energy. He's saying if you want to work with him, he's available too. Yeah, he can help with your Kundalini experience, he says. And accessing, like, the primordial darkness and deep as well. Yeah. There's also a dragon called Alvarez, similar to the Actramus at the bottom, but Alvarez. This dragon, interesting, is from Andromeda. This is a celestial dragon. It's like a deep, deep, deep purple. And this dragon wants to help you with your celestial DNA associated with Andromeda. This might be for a select person. I'm getting it could be up to 3 people that this resonates with. Okay, anything else? No. Okay. So that's what I have for you guys. Pile 2. I hope it resonates. Take the resonance and leave the rest. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, definitely do so on my website. I'm moving on now to pile 3. Thank you, pile 2. Okay, pile 3 are those of you who chose the cosmic dragon egg. Let's get into your reading. Before we continue on to the video, I want to talk about this amazing new AI tool called Legalese Decoder. This thing is super cool because you can take an entire legal document full of all of this legal jargon that you cannot understand, copy it and paste it, and it will translate it into plain English or any other language that you need to translate it into. Totally worth it, guys. There's a lot of different memberships available, and this thing is bomb for tax time. So definitely check it out. Go ahead and click on the link in the drop down menu below. See you on the other side. So first up, transformation. What was I saying earlier when I first started this video? Father time, wow. And confidence. Okay, so Saturn energy, butterfly energy, phoenix energy, dragon energy, fire. Yeah, but this type of fire energy though isn't like the energy I'm getting for transformation. This isn't like that really disruptive external like tower transformation. Like, this is a personal transformation. And what's interesting, what I'm getting here is that for you it might feel really intense, But there's really not a lot going on in your external world. Like, this is more like your inner world, your inner transformation, and shit feels like it's falling apart. And what I'm getting with the Father Time here is you might feel like you're running out of time. But actually, time is working in your favor, and Saturn is working in your favor. Because you might feel right now like you're not doing enough, but you've worked really hard to get to where you are right now. And so you're being kind of universally forced into a period of rest, is what I'm getting. So you might be one of the people on the readings I've done recently where you almost feel like it's counterintuitive because, like, well, everyone else is caught up in those, like, Aries vibes, and you're like, wow, I'm really ready to to do this, that, and the third, but I don't feel like it, and it doesn't feel right. Like, something feels off. Like, why is it that I'm in Aries season and everything else is, like, pushing forward? Like, everyone else seems to be in that energy, and I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm there. It's because you're in the middle of a transformation. Does a butterfly start flapping its wings when it's halfway out of a cocoon? No. You have to, like, finish that transformation process before you start acting, before you start jumping into the next phase. And one of the things that you're working on right now is confidence. Like, I feel like a lot of you might have felt like you were very confident people, but you're realizing that you actually still have a lot of inner child shit and a lot of triggers that need to be addressed and healed right now. And so a lot of this is coming up to the surface. Like I said, a lot of this transformation is really occurring within your inner world, within your, your universe, right? I'm not getting that a lot of stuff is occurring on the outside. And what is occurring on the outside is more of that expression of the as above, so below, as within, so without. Not really like, you don't have a lot of changes occurring right now. In fact, you almost feel like you're going in slow motion. Like you're running out of time. But like I said, time is actually in your favor. You're being forced to focus on some things right now. This is a time for you to work on yourself and focus on your own inner transformation. And one of those things is to focus on developing your confidence and having more confidence. Maybe consider working with Saturn too. Once you are, if you haven't already, like working with Saturn as like an energy, right? Like getting friendly with and really feeling the energy of like quote unquote time, or like how we perceive time to work in this dimension, so that you can actually have it work in your favor. You may have dreams right now, butterflies or moths or dragons. You may have dreams of clocks or of wheels or of like, I'm trying to think, I don't know why I can't think of what those things are called. The hourglasses. Things of that. This is your unconscious, like working through things because you feel like you're running out of time. But again, things are actually working in your favor with that. It's almost as though Saturn has slowed down time for you so that you can focus on your inner world. And then once you're done doing that, you'll notice things around you falling into place. Also, if you felt drawn to pile, like, well, actually, you might have actually felt drawn to all the piles. And if that's the case, then roll with that. Take the messages, leave the rest, whatever doesn't resonate. But yeah, that's what I'm getting for you guys for sure. Let me go ahead and, like, see if there's any dragons that want to come forward with channeled messages. Okay, I just heard Hovi the Seer. This is a lavender dragon that's going to help you with your third eye chakra and to see what's best for you in your life and to help you intuitively, like, guide yourself more. Because some of you have been really doubting. I think this is connecting to the confidence. Some of you have been really doubting your ability to see clearly in what you need right now. You're like all fucked up. You might even be like checking out readings too much on YouTube or something, or if you have cards, you might be like doing like 10 readings a day, like almost obsessing about what the next step is because you feel like you can't see clearly. This dragon is here to help you with that, but the lesson is really about you learning to rely on yourself. I feel like you used to when you got out of touch with that for some reason, or you started doubting when things happen. And so these lessons are all about teaching you to go back to that again and to start relying on yourself again, to start trusting yourself again and your own inner guidance. And I feel like that's all for the dragon messages. But I do feel like my attention is really pulled toward the transformation card and the Father Time card. So pay very close attention to Saturn energy time, and like butterflies and dragons. And if you see these things in your dreams or visions, take note of it. But don't see time as the enemy, or feel like you're running out of time or you're not being allowed to move forward. This is all for your own good, to focus on your own inner work. So that's what I have for you guys, pile 3. I hope it resonated. Take what's resonated and leave the rest. If you want to book a private reading with me, you can do that on my website. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you to all piles. Thank you to all the dragons that helped. Take care and shalom. Check out my website, thetantricdragoness.com, to book a private akashic reading or any other reading. Also, akashic portraits, consultations, shamanic journeys, starseed charts, primordial dragon fire healing, and much more. You can also subscribe to Patreon to learn how to do a lot of this yourself through various templates I've designed. Activate Diamond Consciousness, Activate the Black Flame, Journey the Underworld, Tantric Healing and BDSM, Astral Projection and Power, Shields, Cloaks, Wards, Learning Light Language, Exclusive and Premier Readings, Soul Fragment Retrieval, Advanced Ancestral Work, Creating Your Own Shamanic Sanctuary, and much more. Thanks for your support, and stay tuned for future videos.